What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV. Tottenham have won a game of football. The green shirt is a lucky green shirt. It couldn't be anything else. If I'd worn anything else, Brian, talk us through your thoughts on the game.
What we said, we got the win. It wasn't the best of games from both sides. Fulham in the first half were a lot more attack-minded, and every time they were getting forward, their crosses were pinpoint, and not for a good few saves from Hugo. The shots being straight at Hugo, it could have been a different story. It was a very dull performance to begin with, but then just that one bit of magic, that one shot, that is all he needed to equal and go down in Spurs legend and Spurs history. Our joint record goal scorer, Harry Kane, does what Harry Kane does. And the second half, I mean, God knows what we were talking about for half of it because it wasn't the best. But we good thing is we saw the game out. It's 3 points. We needed to stop this rot. It stopped, and we moved forward. What about yourself?
Yeah, look, I think you know, all jokes aside, I know Harry Kane got man of the match, but for me, Emerson Royale had probably his best game in a Spurs shirt tonight. He was outstanding. He was everywhere tonight.
I'm going to agree with you. I won't go as far as outstanding or anything like that. It was a good game for him. But I'll tell you what, the one thing that's better is like the pass that he did to set up Son for Kane's goal, it was him in the centre, passing it through the centre, not getting out wide and putting a cross in. He was getting up and down that line. He put in a few very good tackles. The defensive aspect of him is not the thing that's into question, really, is it? It's the attacking part.
Yeah.
And today, I don't know if they tried something different or he said he was going to play in a slightly different way, because there was certainly an improvement. I'm not going to say there wasn't. I'm nowhere near the level you are or some other people that were in the chat with you. But it was one of his better Spurs performances, if not his best one for sure. That I can say.
Yeah, and look, if we look at the stats of the game, it was a pretty. To be fair, if you look at the stats, they paint the picture as a pretty even game. 53% to Fulham versus Tottenham's 47% possession, 10 shots each, 5 on target from Fulham, 3 from Spurs, 3 corners to Fulham, 8 to Spurs, and 10 fouls each. We are now 3 points behind Manchester United in 4th place. And considering, Brian, the run of games where we've won 4 out of the last 11, to still be in that position, is it a case of what could have been?
It is. Obviously, the games we've lost, the Villa game stands to mind very, 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 very quickly. That is a game we should have won. The Man City and Arsenal games, let's face it, that could go either way, but we should be beating Aston Villa at home. It could have been what could have been, but we've been saying what could have been for quite a long time. And yeah, it's very disappointing. But once again, it's been like, you remember the Leicester season when no one wanted to every time someone dropped points and tried to take advantage, the others, there seems to be something happening where, thankfully, we're not that far away. We're in touching distance. But we relied on Man U to lose their game in hand. But we're in a position, we're there. We're there. Let's just hope that we strengthen and can add some bodies in here for Conte, because then you can start believing again. But for me, it is a big case of what could have been. What about yourself?
Yeah, look, 17 games left. There is 50 plus points available, 51 points available. I mean, we're going to have to pretty much, get a lot of those 51 points. But
yeah,
you never know. Like you said, Brian, we're if we get 45 points out of those 51, you never know. Look what happens.
My God, you are really, really reaching for the stars, aren't you? 45 out of 51.
Yeah.
So win 15 games.
Yeah. Of the 17 games, yeah. Or we could get some draws. I don't know how that works. But we could just sneak under the radar. All the focus has been on Arsenal, Man City, Newcastle. Newcastle haven't played well the last few games. Manchester United obviously lost to Arsenal. you never know. Football's a funny old game. And look, I'm just, yes, you can sit there and say it's, some people say it's boring on the eye and everything else, but now we're grinding those results out again that we were doing at the start of the season, and we started the season so well. And if you go back to last season, this was about the time that we kind of went on that run. So could
I have to say, when you say we're grinding out those results again,
yeah,
that's one.
Okay.
So it's a start.
Yeah.
It's a start. The next home game is Manchester, or the next Premier League game is Manchester City at home. What's the next fixtures we got in the just Premier League?
Just Premier League.
Let's have a look what we got.
We got Manchester City.
Yep.
At home.
Yep.
West Ham at home.
Big game, and then Chelsea.
Chelsea at home. Yeah. Wolves away, Forest at home, Southampton away.
That's the thing.
That's five games by the end of March. I think we could win all 5. No?
Yes, Nick. Yes.
Just say yes, Brian.
No, listen, the next 3 games are going to tell a lot. The next 3 Premier League, and you've got to remember AC Milan are sandwiched in that as well.
Yeah.
So you've got to add that. But we're talking Premier League right now and where we can achieve. Those three games are going to be big. Massive. Thankfully, as you let me know, Danny Ings has already got injured for 6 to 8 weeks, so he won't be playing.
Come on, we've got to beat West Ham at home. They're like in the bottom. We've
got 2.
It's their cup final.
So you got Man City, but you got 2 London derbies back to back. Man City, West Ham, Chelsea. We'll have to wait and see. Listen, if we get 6 or more
got
points.
Leicester away as well.
There you go.
After Man City, so
yeah, there are some tough fixtures that are coming our way, as is everyone in the Premier League. But let's get back to tonight. Apart from Emerson Royale, because if I start talking to you about Emerson Royale, you won't stop. Any other highlights for you, apart from obviously Harry Kane and the record?
No, I think Harry Kane's goal was well taken. Look, he didn't even need to. He didn't look up. It was just a great bit of play from him. I thought, but apart from that, did everyone play? Did anyone else stand out? I mean, like you said, Hugo didn't make a mistake. So do we say, well done, Hugo, for not making a mistake and costing a goal? He did try a couple of times by pushing the ball out. But look, Fulham were unlucky. They in that first half, they really came at us. Those crosses they were putting into the box were causing us a lot of trouble. And, if they'd gone either side of Hugo with a couple of their chances, it could have been 2-0 at half-time or 2-1 at half-time. But, for me, Emerson, Kane, I thought Højbjerg was poor again. Bentancur doesn't look fit. And same with Kulusevski. They need time to come back from their injuries.
Son,
Perisic.
What do you think of Son again today? But let's do Son and Perisic, the left-hand side. Because obviously the right-hand side with Emerson looked good today, or better. Kulusevski tried to do bits. But I agree with you. I don't think he's fully back on firing all cylinders. Let's look at the left-hand side of it. What have you made of Perisic and Son today?
So, Perisic, there was that chance. He had that... where he played it across the box and Kane hit it straight at Leno. He thought he could do better. He should have probably done better. Broken the record tonight. Perisic obviously played better than he did against Man City. Son, I just don't know what's wrong with him. Obviously, he got the assist. It's not really an assist in the grand scheme of things. But okay, let's give him the assist. And he was trying to dribble his way out of trouble. He's trying to do things that were getting us into trouble. Look, I think I think you will see that maybe Son will be rested at the weekend. I'm not going to say dropped because everyone starts losing their mind over that word. So I think he gets rested at the weekend. And I think there'll be wholesale changes this weekend. And I'd like to see, like we said during the show, I'd like to see Alfie Devine and Harvey White play, or start and at least give some of these other players a bit of a rest, because we have got some games coming up thick and fast. Like you said, we have got the Champions League. And then maybe another FA Cup game, should be another FA Cup game sandwiched in somewhere. Look, I think if we talk about all the doom and gloom that's been going on in the last few weeks, we're 3 points off fourth. We're still in the Champions League. We're still in the FA Cup. So, are we
Don't finish that sentence. Don't finish that sentence. I'll talk to you.
What do you think I was
don't know
say?
where you're going to go, but
I was just thinking, are we looking
bad,
too much doom and gloom when actually it's not as bad as it?
That's why I
says?
don't finish that sentence.
Okay, cool.
Don't finish that sentence because you're wrong. You just, but what I will say, do you know what it is as well? Who was I talking to? I was talking to someone yesterday, and they said something. It's right. Have you seen, like, when we went to City? And listen, I'm not comparing Spurs and City squads in total together at all because it's pointless. But at the moment, they've got De Bruyne on the bench against us. They had Foden on the bench against us. They had Kyle Walker on the bench. And Pep has that option to do that with the team and then try and keep them fresh and think for this title running because they may need to go like they did last season and seasons before. They've got on like a 15-match unbeaten streak of just constant wins. He's able to do that. And with our thinner squad, I think he's got to look at this FA Cup and rest people and think, right, like we just said, those fixtures we were just talking about are coming up. Milan, the Premier League games. We need to see something. We need to give some players some minutes to get their fitness up. We need to see some changes to the players that need time out, can have a time out and recuperate. I would love to see Alfie Divide. I'm Alfie Divide's biggest fan. I love that dude. I can't wait till he breaks into the first team. He is going to be a talent and a half. So, yeah, I'm hoping we can use this FA Cup to say, right, here you go. We're going to give you a rest because we need to. But then I was talking, and when I was talking, I think it might have even been Ben when I was talking to Ben about this with Son. He was like, maybe he'll play Son because play Son against Preston because then maybe he can get a few goals and get back on track. And then I was saying to him, it's the same we said after Leicester. It's the same after we said after Palace. I could see the theory behind it, but he's just not kicking on. So I think it is time to rest a few on. So I hope he rests a good few on Saturday, and we can see something different. We shall see, won't we?
We will do. And look, people, we will be back with the post-match fan show coming very soon. It's been a pleasure. Thank you to everyone that's joined us.
Yep.
I hope you've enjoyed it. Me and Brian will be back for the watch along on Saturday for Preston in the FA Cup. So join us then. And as all, like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.